Welcome to Kali Codes. All the expectations, projections, judgments, separations that you have with Kali, that the word Kali has with you in this lifetime or any other lifetime. Would you like to destroy and create all of that, please? Everything that is right and wrong and bad, but buckle in shorts, boys, perhaps and beyonds. So we'll do a quick check-in. How you're feeling right now. If you can put it on chat, that would be great. And if there's anything that you would like to receive from this session, then maybe putting your intention also in the chat. If you want to speak it out loud, I'll give one or two people a chance to speak it out loud. Else please put it on the chat. The session will go on until 10 p.m. So take your space, especially, from 9 to 9:30, because we'll be like doing a process then. Confused, overwhelmed. Thank you. Mansi says tender. Thank you. Neerja says peace, intention, prosperity. The question is how you're feeling right now and what would you like to receive from this session if you could receive anything. मैं married. Oh, that's so lovely. इस साल मैं बहुतों की शादियाँ करवाऊंगी, मुझे पता है. Seriously, I think the work that I'm doing with the lover program or with relationships is like I've been really attracting these kind of people, and it's been super fun. Anjali says relaxed, Debolina says energetic, Ankita says excited, and I in my world marriage I have no point of view about it. I think that is working out pretty well for me. And I've created a space, a relationship which is beyond the structures and forms, and it's beautiful. So I feel I have a contribution. Confusion. Okay, what I'm coming for this lifetime, family or freedom? Huh. And what if it's both? I'm feeling disconnected. I would like to gain more connection with self. Intention, relax further. What would it take? Rely right now feeling calm, and from this session would like to receive blessings for all the manifestation that we have been manifesting so long. Thank you for asking, because there's one thing that I'm gonna also teach in the Divine Feminine Embodiment program is sex magic. The magic that you have with the embodiment. I have never traveled to Europe or US. I have only traveled to visa-free countries until now. And today my visa came and I manifested a 1-year visa to Europe. While my friends are not even getting for 6 months. Like they're like getting 90 days, they're getting cancelled. And somehow I get a visa for 1 year. And I was like, what? So I guess we talked about it in the desire call. Like when you actually give space to your desires from not an attached point of view, but a detached point of view, and you just hold space for it and open your body to receive. Like fucking how does we are excluding bodies? I don't know why. Like so, but if you truly allow just your body to receive and play and be that magnet, it's so easy. I had to experience magic. You are magic, my love. I love your DP. So hosted a women's circle in Bangalore this weekend and got to meet Deepika there. And my sister clicked beautiful pictures of her. She fell in love with this girl. She's like, oh my God, this girl is so pretty. So thank you for being here. And okay, to understand Mother Kali's love. Thank you. Whatever that takes, all your desires are true now. already. Would you like to receive it? Everywhere you're waiting for session to finish. Would you like to aim, clone, acknowledge, and receive that now? Thank you. Going beyond polarity. Yes, 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 yes. Thank you for putting that intention. Awesome. So, we are about to embark in pretty wild, feminine, dark feminine territory. And darkness is something that we spent a lot of time just like putting it aside. We didn't want to see it. We all wanted to just talk about light. So much so that all this darkness is just hidden and suppressed because we all wanted to be good girls. And Kali is the invitation. And she is the invitation to hold the space for darkness within you as much as you hold the space for light. When I say the word Kali, the two words that comes for me, and it can be different for you, is truth and power. Truth, because truth can be ugly. And we as women have always tried hard to look beautiful. And and the darkness can be ugly. But because we are not willing to hold space for it, it is so difficult to find true aligned relationships, true aligned businesses, true aligned opportunities. Because truth doesn't have space. Kali invites you to be in your truth because only through truth you will be going and receiving and manifesting and creating a true aligned life altogether. Before I go to Kali, I would like to speak a little about the Shakti itself because Kali is Shakti. And when I talk about feminine and I talk about Shakti, how these are actually the same thing, but Shakti is this, in very simple words, this life force energy moving through you and becoming all the time. So it's life giving birth to life itself. Shakti is what gives birth to thoughts and emotions. Shakti is what gives birth to everything that you see. And everything that you see gives birth to something else. So even if you see a dog and it gives birth to this awe in your world, that's Shakti too. And if it gives birth to irritation in your world, that's Shakti too. This energy, this life force moving and flowing that can take many forms. And it has no point of view. It just takes any form that it steps into. And hence, these different archetypes of goddesses and Shaktis that we are going to be exploring, and one of them that we started with today is Kali, is this life force energy giving you a whole different possibility, a whole different creation. And while the same Shakti is also Radha, this devotion to love, this surrendering, this openness, this Again, beyond structures and forms, because Radha was married to somebody else. But she still was in love with Krishna. So you cannot truly give a direction to this energy, like this is how you must flow. She fucking breaks the rules every time. And that's why it becomes hard for you to manifest, because you want to manifest like a man. अगर ये सोचा है तो यही होगा. And this is how it should happen. And it becomes so difficult. It becomes so difficult to just anything, because and it can happen sometimes, it can happen quickly, because the masculine structure and form contribute so much, because without that the Shakti becomes uncontrollable and wild, and that's why the Shiva holding space beneath Kali, so that contributes too. But just stepping into your true nature of flow, while you have this awareness of Shiva, you're actually not making that more significant, because that's not your true nature, maybe now. And when I say feminine and masculine and Shakti and Shiva, I'm always talking about the energy, and it is possible for you to feel more inclined towards maybe another one. But a lot of us, because we are here, may feel inclined towards living a more feminine life, is what I have experienced and heard. So, yeah, that. And Shiva is this awareness, this witnessing presence, while Shakti is dancing. And Shakti is the energy that's actually this is a fuel for Big Bang. Like she came and like the Big Bang happened, created the entire cosmos and did everything, while Shiva is just sitting here and witnessing this entire drama. And Shakti likes drama. She loves drama. All the dramas are sold out because Shakti loves drama. And while Shiva is just holding space for this dance and witnessing this dance, I posted in Divine Feminine Download. I have a group specifically for Divine Feminine Download, and it just comes very rarely. I thought it will come more often, but just comes very rarely to put into words. Otherwise, it's always there. I am, where I is Shiva and am the existence of it. The becoming of it is Shakti. So, while I talk a lot about Shiva and Shakti, for me, the Shiva is also Shakti, like in the way I see it. Maybe hard to describe, but the way I see it. And Shakti is also Shiva. For me, it is the invitation to be able to see the contribution of both and see how one is actually complementing each other. Like, and finally dropping the fight. And knowing that you cannot exist without another. It's just fucking not possible. So, when you see the contribution that way, you are able to see how, and when I say feminine and masculine, Shakti and Shiva, it both exist within you. It does not mean that you cannot exist without a man. I hold this 6 weeks orgasmic awakening container, which is all about having orgasms on your own. It just fucking don't require a man, because it is your energy that you experience and you move. And maybe having a man just contributes. But when I say Shakti and Shiva, they both exist within you, and knowing that my becoming is also here and my I is also here. My witnessing presence is also here. This flow is also here, and the structure that I am able to see and perceive and talk with is also here. And both complements. So, why Kali? When there are so many other goddesses, why Kali? Because she brings you to your truth. And truth, she shows you exactly who you are and you are not. So there is no hiding. There is no bypassing. Because all of us are so amazing at spiritual bypassing. My God. We have all the answers and all the awarenesses. And she brings you to your true, authentic essence, that spark of divinity within you. She will strip you of the masks, the faces, the pretension that you might be holding on to, the image that you have about you. She strips you of it so you can finally see who you are. And you know, when did you create this mask? In so many other lifetimes, but maybe most recently and most evident is, for example, when you were a child and you wanted to cry, you wanted to shout, but you were not allowed to express that rage. And you said that, okay, this is not allowed. This is not like, when I do this, I get beaten, or when I do this, I get scolded. So I will start performing and becoming something because I am Shakti. I can take as many forms as you want to. But I will just let this part of me leave, or maybe just go somewhere, just wherever I can hide, maybe under the butt, under the arms, backbone, butthole, wherever I can, and let this part hide. And I'll become and I'll perform and I perform and I perform and I perform and I so much fucking perform that I forget the truth of me. So she invites you beyond stories that you build for yourself. And she does not allow you to play small. And I believe that's why, like, a lot of us are feeling called. And if you're here, maybe you felt called too. Because you maybe are ready to let that pretension go and experience your embodied truth. And just feel liberated of this deep, dark trauma. And there's beauty in that. We held it for so long so that it was serving us in ways that it might not be serving now. But she's the force that can truly, truly help you see beyond that illusion, this Maya that she created herself. And she wants to go beyond and see for herself. So, I've been working with Kali energy for a long time and I don't think I'm gonna be done with it. Her capacity to evolve, awaken, shine is endless, is infinite. And she comes to meet you exactly where you are. And she takes you exactly where you are required to be. So maybe there you are in a space where it feels like this is shit. But if but if you created this shit for a reason, then what you have created it for? So before we move further, drop into your heart. Take a breath in your heart. Bring your awareness into your heart. Visualize into your heart. And let your heart burn. Let it all come up. Maybe it burns out of desire, burns out of longing, burns out of pain. And throughout this session, I'll be holding space for it. Let it burn. Open your mouth and breathe. And maybe it is burning to turn into ash. And now invite Kali to blow the grace right into your heart. With every breath, let her take over. What is it that you did not allow yourself to do? What is it that you are hiding? What is this longing, this desire that wants to come up? Or maybe the pain beneath that, the feeling beneath that, the emotion beneath that, the truth beneath that, the beauty beneath that, whatever is it for you. Bring it up. And just holding space for it. Knowing that everybody in this circle is holding space for it. The Kali herself is invited to the space and she's holding space for it.
Now that our bodies
Relax, keep breathing. Keep breathing, keep breathing. Relaxing into your body. And let it come out, everything that wants to speak, maybe through a sound, through an exhale, through a breath. You don't have to go into fully if you are not willing to or not ready to, just 1% of it. And let it come out in the breath. And we will explore further in the session and go more. But for now, just 1% of it out from the breath. Opening your mouth and breathing out. And relax. Okay, you can slowly and gradually let everything that else showing up Breathe out. She is the absolute, the great cause and the great resolution. So everything she created it for will dissolve right into her. As you tune into this cosmic energy of Kali, let yourself seen by her. She sees your beauty, your woundedness, your doubts, your fears, your karmic blocks, everything that you think is resistance, the ways you have hurt others, and the ways you have been hurt. She sees your mistakes, your longings, your innate goodness. She sees that everything that is visible and everything that's hidden. And she sees you as all of you. And she holds space for all of it. Let your breath connect you to her grace and her presence. And while she's just holding space of all of it, with inhale, receive her grace, and with exhale, let it release. When you feel complete and still grounded in the earth, coming back to the earth beneath your feet, the room that you are sitting in, taking more space, you can open your eyes. And more of it will show up. So that's okay. We'll be holding space for it. It is beautiful how, you know, she orchestrates these crazy situations in your life. And she's the one who also helps you. When I say she, my intention is to connect you with this energetics of her. You might not believe in this presence of the goddess and this, everywhere you have your own point of views about it, all of it is welcomed. Just inviting that energy to your world is good for now. So she helps you go beyond those patterns and liberate you from the patterns that do not serve. These patterns can be family patterns, ancestral patterns, limiting patterns, survival patterns that we create, relationship patterns that we create. And if anything triggers you, be triggered. It's okay to be triggered. It's okay to experience discomfort. It's okay to move through shame, to move through darkness, because these are the emotions that we exactly did not allow ourselves to feel. Because I did not allow myself to feel shame, I instead became smaller. I instead stopped asking for love. I instead just said what people wanted to hear. I instead hid my truth. So Kali invites you to move through shame, because everywhere they have been judging the shame, the darkness, the shadow, the wilderness, the discomfort, all of that. You judge, or you don't want to taste, don't want to be, don't want to touch. You give the power away to it. And that's why Kali is this unimaginable, unshakable power, because she expands your capacity by putting it in your power through it all. And you necessarily would not have to create this trauma to be able to experience it when you actually expand your capacity to this amount of power, to move, feel, perceive, know, and receive all of these energies. While shame itself had such a huge energy, because this is, I guess, shame is something so like relevant and significant specifically to women, because you know shame has been attached in so many formats. If you are asking for money, you are being shamed. If you don't want to have kid, you are shamed. If you don't have a partner, you are being shamed. If you have a certain body type, and no matter what this body type looks like, there is shame attached to it. The shame has been put in your world to control you so much, because people knew that you don't want to feel shame. And it's okay, and I get when you say that, why do I have to even feel shame about? But that's exactly the point. What's the resistance with the darkness? And then you can ask the question, then does this really serve me now? It might be serving me last week, it might be serving yesterday. With everything that you are just is put on spotlight, you can ask the question, and you can see things that you might be not seeing it, just in hindsight. It's just there and you don't see it anymore. One very small thing that we can do right now is make a list of your shoulds and should nots. If you want to take few seconds, just write it down now. What is your shoulds and what is your should nots? Because maybe exactly where there you split, and you just splitted different parts of you. One part was gone in the back, one part in the hands, one part in the heart. And maybe that's why you might find tightness in your heart, pain in your butt, backbone, because there are parts of you, the emotions within you, that wants to be seen and heard and received. But if somebody else can hold space for it and bring you to your power, is Kali. If you have any questions, I'll give you a few seconds to put it here and I'll move further. You don't have to share it with me. You can keep it with yourself. If you want to share, please share, because I know a lot of us will resonate. And there's possibility that the list will go on. So you can keep writing later. And just give this part of you, which was not either, you know, which just left with shoulds or should nots. That bringing that part of you, bringing the awareness to that part of you back, and just recognizing that part of you, because that's exactly when it left. It might be when you were a child, it might be when you were a teen, it might be yesterday, but something got broken.
Sonali, I'm not writing anything, but I can feel every bit of it. And I'm aware where all I was denied, rejected, and all the other emotions attached to it.
I hear you. And there is so, wow, thank you, Divya. Shouldn't be angry, worked up, and anxious, impatient, unorganized. Should be kind, generous, patient, loving, forgiving. Thank you. That's beautiful. Okay. You can keep writing and we'll move on from here. You can just maybe put out 1, 2 words pointer. I'll give you 10 more seconds to complete and then move on. So when I talk about Kali, I work with the parts of you that maybe didn't get enough space, because that's exactly, the part of you that there is so much resistance about, the shame of not having the perfect relationship, the guilt of cheating on your husband, the rejection with money, because maybe money, there was something about money and that didn't sit well in my world, and maybe my father said that, how come you earn money, and or maybe just not being able to trust the masculine, that it will hold space for you. So I became a man myself, and there's no space for feminine, because feminine is weak, and feminine is soft, and feminine is not successful, and feminine is dependent, and feminine is less. That part of you, all of that, holding space for that part of you, because that is deep. And that's exactly, maybe it's difficult for you to have true relationships that in alignment of your truth, and it is not in alignment of your truth because your truth does not exist. Your truth is hidden. So, whatever it takes for you to just ask, what is true for me? What is my truth? If I would not know these definitions and conclusions about men, about people, about relationships, and if I don't even consider my own definitions and conclusions as past evidences that I have created, then what is possible for me beyond? Am I audible well or my internet is shaking? Good, right? Just give me a thumbs up. Okay, awesome. Okay, we can do the Kali Asana. Good that I created this, otherwise I would have been going in so many directions. So, just because we are talking about it, let's just also play with a pose, the Kali pose. So place your feet wide apart, and if you can stand, or if you don't, then sit. But just put your feet wide apart. Beyond you have been allowed to, कि लड़कियां तो ऐसे पैर नहीं रख सकते. So just putting your feet wide apart. Yes, more and more, and just letting your vagina, letting your pelvis relax. Keeping your knees bent, whether you're standing or sitting. And with bent elbows, raise your arms. Begin standing straight and then bending into a squat. And just pulling your arms down, elbows a little down in the squat. Not like putting it here, but here. And sticking out your tongue. And as you do, shout, ah. Try to do this from the belly rather than the throat. Yes. Inhale up to standing and take a deep breath, filling your lower chest, middle chest, upper chest. And again. And once more, breathing into your belly and doing it, bringing the sound from the belly. We'll be doing it 4 more times. Putting your tongue out and shout. Ah! And once more, give yourself the permission. Breathing into your belly. More breath and more sound and coming out from your belly. Yes, yes. Good, very good. More people on the screen and just taking more space and just opening your feet wide and bringing the sound and breath. Once more. Yes, yes. Lovely, lovely. And once more, breathing into the belly. And exhaling out from the belly, the sound comes. And once more, last. This time the sound comes deep, from deep within you. Breathing into until you're that tailbone. And breathing out with the tongue out and with the sound the loudest that you can be. Breaking all the rules, the norms, with your ugly face on the screen, not trying to look pretty at all. And taking all the space that you want to. That's it. Relax. Keep breathing. Keep breathing. Notice just being in the same space. You can put your hands down, relax, and just noticing how do you feel in this body. Awesome. Thank you. You were wonderful. I loved your presence. Thank you. Few people that I can see on screen and loved it. How do you feel if anybody want to share?
For the first time in my life, I had breathed right from here, through my vagina. And today I got to know what it actually feels, I mean, how it actually feels like when you breathe in and you breathe out from your whole body.
Wow.
What is that feeling once you are completely liberated?
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Sonali, for holding space.
Thank
And
you.
thank you so much, cohort. Thank you.
थैंक यू सो मच। मैं जस्ट खाना खा रही थी तो मैं प्रैक्टिस नहीं कर पाई, बट मैंने मेंटली किया है स्टिल। बहुत सारी अंदर से फीलिंग्स बाहर आई, एंड आई फेल्ट लाइक व्हाट एक्चुअली फ्रीडम इज। सो थैंक यू सो मच।
Thank you. That's you guys are so amazing. And we have just started. Yes, Devalina.
While I was doing this practice, I was so into it. And then when I was on the brink of a major release of something, and I felt like as though I heard these mental voices of something mocking me while I was doing it. And it felt, there was a little shiver, but then I felt that there is this power within me that can overcome this. And the last one that I did, I felt like I was slaying the demons. So that kind of an emotion and energy that took place. And thank you so much for conducting this practice.
You are literally slaying the demons, and that's what, it's so beautiful to witness. Thank you. Beautiful. When you, it's beautiful, no? As much as we are slaying the demons, the first step is also that we held space for it. And you hold space for it. It's like, when you are willing to say कि अच्छा मेरा ये फट गया है, and you're like, you know what, मेरा ये कुर्ता फट गया है, then like there's nothing that anybody can make you feel small for, because you fucking own your shadows. You fucking own your darkness. You're like, this is a part of me that I'm not willing to hide, and I own it and I hold space for it, and I love and accept myself in this darkness, and I allow myself to be in this darkness. So then it doesn't have power over you. It has power over you. Anything that you are stuck in has power over you, because somewhere you're avoiding something that you're not willing to touch, feel, and there can be layers of it. And that's why I would invite each one of you to the Divine Feminine Embodiment journey, because we are going to be spending one entire month with Kali at least, and breaking the chain of all the patterns, all the ancestral journeys, trauma patterns, everything that might be holding us against. And this holding space for these beautiful parts of us, because there's so much beauty in the darkness, my God, and there's so much power that lies there. And Kali is this embodiment of it. Something that I wanted to talk about, the sense of too much, because every time you see Kali, and you will see based on, the journey that you had or the connection that you have with her. And then my intention is not to build that connection and define that connection for you, but to help you just channel and honor and just stay in that connection, explore it for yourself. Is this one thing that has come up is that this is just too much. This sense of too much, too scary, too powerful, too bold, too ugly, too out loud. Everything that you have defined and decided is too for you, too much for you, while it is just you. All the definitions that you have given with too much, marriage is too much work, or this money is too much for me, so I will fucking build a wall that, oh, I will never allow this to come to my world because it's too much. And this sense of too much, feminine is too much for people because you fucking cannot control it. It's just uncontrollable. Too much is everything that you cannot control or you cannot define. And it was like, oh my God, this is too much. And too much is just a point of view. So a lot of trauma and a lot of too much can show up in body as tight neck, tight shoulders, clenched jaw, headaches, contracted pelvic floor. I work with people, and sensual sexual healing is also a big part of my work. So a lot of us have just contracted our pelvis, our yonis, and there's like the body is, fucking like this. It's like, I'm not willing to receive, I'm not willing to take in. And there's nothing wrong about it because that's exactly how the survival pattern has developed, and this is how the body feels okay and safe. So, not making it wrong, but just also just giving it enough safety and space for it to feel relaxed and surrender and, just more open to receive. Because when I receive more and there's nothing too much, then there's nothing to be scared of. I have the capacity and power to move through it all. Tensions in the layers of pelvic bowl, tight buttocks, thighs, tension in the belly, tension in the breath, shallowing breathing in the upper chest, panic response. And a lot of patterns in life can come as not just being able to receive from men, not being able to receive, knowing that nobody else can support me. I'll only have to back myself up because it's so hard to trust. And I totally get where is it coming from and all the experience that we might have built to finally prove this, the story that you are proving right now, and to finally also acknowledge the capacity we have to hold our own ground and to back ourselves up. And then maybe also acknowledging the capacity to also surrender and receive and flow and create a more aligned, easy life. Yeah. So if you could not feel anything, it's okay. And there's a possibility that you might be feeling sleepy. Someone has messaged me directly through inbox, so I'm responding to that. So because this is a very energetic session and a lot might be releasing unconsciously. So body would feel sleepy and like resistant. It's okay. You can keep the recording on and you can sleep and you will still receive it. Because we'll go deeper than this. Truth. Do you feel called? Because it has been coming to me again and again, and I know few of us um, would feel a very strong calling with this archetype specifically, because finally we have chosen to step in our power and just truly expand our capacity to experience this intimacy with life, to experience this true authentic selves of us, to show up in fullest capacity, and doesn't matter if it looks ugly or beautiful, to maybe hold this amount of power and capacity to hold the realities which are equivalent to this power and this capacity that we would like to. So if you feel called, and if you feel that Kali is coming again and again and again in your world, and especially this year, like there's something about this. And it started last year, but there's something about this year where this energy is really coming up. And a lot of us are collectively being called to work with her. Then just not ignoring that whisper and acknowledging and receiving it. If you can put it in chat or maybe just raise your hand. Just acknowledgement that how many of us are feeling called together in this. Ankita says yes. We just put in chat, we'll see a lot of yeses. Mansi says yes. Wow. And I felt like when I started working with her 2 years back, I felt I'm alone in this journey. And as much as I started talking more, I found people who just aligned with it, and like they were along, and I was like, you know what, I'm feeling it too, and thank you for talking about it. So yeah, and even like this small 1 hour thing could do magic, then I wonder, like just working with her definitely has created magic for me. I felt I felt that my body can hold more amount of power, more amount of space, more amount of me when I'm willing to embrace and receive. And when you actually just tap into this energetics, you start downloading. And because my work is very much about embodiment, like, to really coming into the body also. Because a lot of times we energetically expand, but the body is like still catching up to it. So also just putting it here in the body and creating life and living in reality from it also. So you truly start experiencing more and more spaces that are calling out for this version of you. They're like, hey, I'm so amazed at the kind of work you do, and I feel so, your energy speaks of truth, of authenticity, of power, of divinity, of, and when you start holding that dark side of you, the space for it, then you start also holding space for the darkness within others. And the darkness is beautiful. When I say my first campaign that I run when I was in college, 2014, it was dark is beautiful, because I always find dark beautiful. So when you start holding part of it, which is so beautiful, but everybody else says, oh, this is not allowed, you're such a girl. When you start holding space for it, then it becomes easier for other people to receive from you and for you to receive from them, because there is no judgment anymore. I got few yeses. Ankita, Amrita, Debulina, and Mansi. Oh, only 4 people amongst this 17, 18 people here? Interesting. I know more people. Ishra, yes. Sarita has said yes to me before. So, yes, thank you. I'm okay. Awesome. Okay, cool. So if you want to stand, you can stand. If you want to lie down and just relax. That's okay too. You can modify whatever I say based on your thing. But we are gonna be just playing with something and see where it takes us. Hmm. I'll just find us appropriate music for it. Mm. Awesome, cool. I hope you're with me. Please take your space, take some time for yourself. So you know that you're gonna be here for like 30 minutes. The session will end at 10. I hope you can
The
hear
voice is breaking, Shonali.
my voice is breaking. I'm gonna have to stop it. I have to change from-
Can't hear you.
Okay, wait, just a second.
Switch off your video if possible. That will give you some bandwidth.
I don't have boy bandwidth issue. Can you hear me well now? No?
No, it is there on the screen that your bandwidth is low. That's why I suggested.
Okay, just let me check. Okay, cool. I'll put my video a little off. Can you hear me well? Awesome.
Yes, now it is fine. Crystal clear.
Thank you. Okay. So, finding a position, we can do this standing or you can do stretching with a very straight spine. Whether position feeling into what feels best. Most appropriate for you in this moment. If you're standing, you will want to feel put your shoulders width apart, little bit knees bent, and pelvis tucked under a bed. And if you're sitting, just checking that your spine is straight, seeing if you can get a little bit straighter while remaining comfortable. So you want to still be comfortable but very straight. It helps the energy to flow. Finding your breath. Just taking a few big breaths. So big breath, meaning breathing all the way down into the belly. One final cleansing breath into the belly. Really cleansing, releasing on that exhale. Now breathing and breathe all the way down into the belly. There's gonna be an energetic phase. So bringing the breath, the sensation, the body, the energy, all of it, and bringing yourself in totality with it. You can just adjust your body a little if you feel that would be more comfortable. Breathing again all the way to the base of the spine and really bringing life and energy to the sacrum, to the tailbone, all the way to the base. Two more breaths here, all the way to the tail, all the way to the base. And this final exhale, you want to exhale and release and open. Like the whole area of the tailbone is opening, exhaling, releasing, and exhaling and releasing. Inhaling, exhaling, releasing, opening the pelvis, releasing, opening, releasing, opening, releasing. Now we are going to breathe another deep breath in, letting it sink anywhere it would like. Another deep breath in and letting the chest expand this time. Really letting that rib cage open, letting the rib cage expand. Next, breathe into upper belly. See if you can bring some relaxation to the upper belly. It feels right to allow a bit of sound on that. Let that be. And now just taking some very free breath. So free to move that breath anywhere. You feel you want to breathe more down into the tailbone, more into the belly, more in the upper belly. That. Do that. It's feeling where could the body is a bit more breath. bit more relaxed, bit more opening, more and your eyes aren't closed, closing your eyes. Just staying with your breath, really noticing the inhale and the exhale, bringing your awareness up to the nose, your mouth. Just notice. Noticing the rhythm of the breath. You just noticing the breath taking place that you are breathing. The rhythm with your breath. Humming in rhythm. So right in your face, your nose, your mouth, you are starting to feel and bringing the energy. And there's another face, another mouth, another breath, directly opposite to your face, your mouth, your nose. And you can feel the radiance coming off this face. There's a radiance, almost like the feel of the sun on your face. And how this radiance, this beam is feeling. As you're breathing now, letting those rays of light, letting that golden radiance shine upon your face. It shines upon you. As you're breathing, as you're allowing this radiance to shine upon your face, and you're feeling into this being, you start to notice that their form is very much in alignment with your form. They are in the same posture that you are sitting or standing, directly across from you, directly in front of you, facing the exact same posture that you are in there. She's in you. You come to realize the honor and the bliss that this is not an ordinary room. This is Kali, golden Kali. And taking all of your awareness to the form. And she is taking all of your attention, all of your awareness to observe, see what this golden form of Kali looks like. What is the expression on her face? How, what is her skin? How many arms does she have? Is there anything in her hands? Just being with her, observing, noticing. What is she wearing? What does her hair look like? Can you feel her illuminating light? Can you feel the purity, the sacred potency of her love, of her light, of her radiance? When you see her in you, in the altar, receiving you in hospitality, that she's waiting, wait for this person. Being seen by her. Breathing, and then going to the breath. And you realize that she's inviting your exhale to be her exhale. She's asking to inhale your exhale, asking that you exhale all of the debris in your system, all of the energy that you are ready to receive in your soul. She is the magnet that draws the darkness out of you, that draws this dense energy out of you, this pattern, toughness out of you. Anger. I think that's what's serving. Drawing all of this out. All of this out of your energetic field. And you allow that your own personal exhale to assist this software. Now in your body, bringing your awareness into your body. You are exhaling. All of the darkness over, Kali into this sort of, and you feel her inhaling and bringing it into her being. She needs it. And she lovingly brings it into her being. You inhale in your body, feeling it all the way down into your feet, into your leg. Is there anything in the toes, in the leg, that's ready to be released? Ready to be let go of any dark, dead energy that's ready to come out. Allow for magnetism to pull it out. You exhale. Move it up, move it up, move it up, move it up, move it up. Your feet, up your legs up, your torso, up your torso, up your torso. Out your mouth and into Kali. and touching you, and you're still breathing in your body. Going to your thighs, bringing it up your thighs, your glutes, your hips, your root chakra, and the fear or the shame that's holding there, or the addictions holding there. What's there really? Bring it up. Letting Kali's golden magnetism draw it out of. She draws it out of you. Draws it out of you. Loving you. Love it. Thank you. Anything out of the upper thigh, glutes, that is straight now moving up to the third chakra. Putting your exhale and allowing for her magnetism to draw it out of your third chakra. Loving the power. Second one, take it. Second, hang the third and bring it up, bring it up, bring it up, bring it up. Into the Stop from your fourth chakra. Bringing up from your heart, moving into the heart, bringing it up from the heart, feeding into the heart, bringing it up from the heart, keeping your mouth open, bringing it up to the throat, exhaling, 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 and allowing for her magnetism, for her to draw anything that no longer belongs. And then she moves up into your jaw, the mouth, the eyes, the nose, whole of the head, and she draws anything out that no longer belongs. Anything that no longer serves. She moves up to the third eye, forehead, your mind, the top of your head. She draws anything that no longer belongs. She's pulling it all, anything that's left from your feet to the thighs, to the pelvis, to the heart, to the throat, to the head. Out from her exhale. Just feeling. Magnetizes it out, magnetizing it out of your body. Bring it into her. Just somehow all become cold. You notice that she starts shivering, golden gray with golden light from her crown to your top of her. Would you allow a great shiver? Would you allow this golden light on the top of your crown and flashing and coming and trickling down into your head and to feel it, flushing and cleansing and creating more space for your being, flushing and cleansing the third eye, the mind, the head, eyes, the nose, the mouth, for the throat, the mouth, the neck. It is pouring down more and more and more this golden love light in you. Rays now fill your entire head, the throat, now just filling more and more and more of your your heart. This new golden light is taking more space, and it's taking more space for your being, pushing more of this into your belly. That's your reflective, your belly, your vagina, your vulva, all of it. If anything is coming out, maybe thighs, birth, that's okay. Let your belly, lift your belly, and breathing this into your legs, your thighs, feet, creating this golden jet of Kali, exhaling out of your base, feeling the golden light into your crown, and exhaling that which is ready to leave out of your base, like your root chakra. If you feel, move it any part of your body, move, taking more space wherever you are, taking more space using your hands, more space using movement, in moving your hips, taking more space, letting more hips take more space, needing more space for the golden light. Just mix it up, drizzle. More space, moving and breathing, sounding and noticing golden light pouring down into your entire body. Singing the sound. Whatever the sound my body wants to speak and express, feel Kali is occupied with the grace of Kali, the love of Kali, the showering of invitation of her, pouring down with it. And then when you are ready, starting to slow the new part, just honoring the shift that has just taken place, honoring Kali, whatever way it's like, honoring the shift that Kali has bestowed upon, thanking her in whatever way you would need to for the blessing, for the opening, for the awakening that she has brought you into. Kali, for coming back into your body, for her to taking space and holding space for all parts. There's something might have activated in your body, and let this energy move, whatever way it wants to move. Something might be activated in your head. Just move with it, move. Why not show up, external? Maybe letting this part of you know that, hey, I love you. I see you. You're almost exactly as you are. Letting the garden turn into the golden light like little ripples going all around the world. And you're coming back to breathing with one last breath, honoring this practice, exhaling out from the environment. Opening your eyes and breathing. It was almost 30 minutes and you were there. I'm so proud. We have some really powerful beings here. Like, it's not easy to hold space and just be seen in your darkness like this. Actually, this might be the most fun and light and easy version of it. My invitation for you to also dive deeper, to move, to dance, just I have a beautiful dark feminine playlist. I'll share it in the group and be dancing on it, like just celebrating the Kali within you. My invitation with this session was also to just let this meeting take place. This awareness takes place. Maybe for a lot of us, this awareness was not there, or maybe it was there. So, just creating more space for it. You didn't come back, you have come forward, still there, and you can always access it. And it is a very simple introduction to the energy. And there's so much more. There's so much more power within you. Shaktiverse itself is an invitation to power. And no wonder that, Kali has been always the goddess holding space for all of us. In Shaktiverse. Thank you, Melanie. Thank you. I can sense that too. Thank you. It's such divine and it's so difficult to cognitize in it because it's such beyond words. And my life has been, it has been Kali has been a huge contribution, huge. And and hence it's an endless journey because it just goes up higher, up higher, up higher, up higher. It's not even like it just maybe not high, it just goes deeper, deeper of in who all what all I am. And there is so much more capacity to hold greater realities within my body because I allowed myself to feel and to perceive and to just be through it all. And because I know the goddess herself is holding space for it. Thank you. Thank you. I'll just take a little time and I'll share about the Divine Feminine Embodiment Program. And just knowing about this program contributes so much. So just taking space with it. Na, 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 na. I hope you can see. I wonder what do you see though? Do you see it? My first page right now?
Yes,
Mhm.
Sonali.
Okay, awesome. Na, 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 na.
Sonali, I just want to share, I kind of miss our 9 o'clock calls where you'll start with music and we will kind of just slowly get into the rhythm. It used to feel like a seance, a bunch of powerful witches coming together. And it always starts with this, either a music or a rhythm or something like that. So just thinking of those. I think it happened last year or something, but for many days we were regularly doing it. And I just came, like such powerful togetherness those were. So thank you so much.
Thank you. Today also we started with the music.
Absolutely, yes, yes. So when it started today, I'm like, oh, it's like lots of nostalgia suddenly, and felt at home. That's all I'm trying to say.
Thank you. And
Thank you.
we have been with my journey for since a long time. It's so beautiful to
Yes.
just coming back together and playing. And thank you. Thank you.
And may I just share something? Uh, Yeah, I kind of thought that though I loved and respected Kali a lot, I never thought I am Kali, because, at the end of the day, it's like a lot of destruction is what my initial conversation was. But the moment I started doing that quiz, I knew I'm going to get Kali. Okay, I knew for sure. And I got it, and then I was laughing. And now I kind of, you helped me to understand that there is nothing wrong in embracing Kali. Being Kali is the most beautiful thing one can be. So
Totally.
yeah, I just want to share that.
Totally. Thank you. Thank you for saying it out loud. It contributes. And if you see, if goddess quiz me last minute, there is light and shadow of each goddesses.
Absolutely, absolutely, yes.
Beautiful that, hey, like, this is all like, all of it is divine and all of it is goddess. So we always consider one part of us to be like, even Kali also has light and shadows, and the life itself and all of this work itself is actually holding space for both of it. So holding space for the Kali within you while you're also holding space for every form of you, because you take fucking so many forms and shapes that cannot be put into words also. So thank you for bringing your Kali into the space. Awesome. Thank you. So moving on to the Divine Feminine Embodiment program. This program, I again imagine it is it's a party of goddesses where the party invitation goes to the goddesses. And it's a high vibrational container. And I know that it might not be for everyone right now. But if you feel called by any of these goddesses, know that and listen to that and remember that and find your ways to work with her. But know that there's a tribe of goddesses that would hold space for you, for your goddess to shine and play and just become and take forms and shapes and embody each one of it and play with it and explore what this particular archetype wants to say to you and send you a message or speak to you and receive you. So this is gonna be about that. We are gonna be experiencing working with this 6 archetypes and one more, I believe Durga will come. Um, Lakshmi, Radha, Saraswati, Tara, Kali, and Mohini. All of these archetypes have its role to play here because I see these archetypes as different energetic beings, maybe in some realm, and just accessing their, downloads and information and wisdom and just, just bringing those characteristics and bringing that in and bringing it into the embodiment of me and in this reality. And And I love how each one of these archetypes actually support each other in blooming and blossoming more. So while Kali helps you ground in your power and in your truth, because now nothing can be scary to you, you go to Mohini, which is the goddess of seduction, and you can now seduce, magnetize, be in your sensuality, and magnetize and manifest everything that you desire because now there is space for it. And now there is space for pleasure. Now there's space for just you also willing to become the seductress that you truly already are. So the shame beyond behind it, the guilt behind it, the betrayal behind it, the stories behind it also already gets explored with Kali. There is more space for Mohini to not show up because Mohini cannot show up if there is no power and there is no grounding in truth. And then from there, coming to the Radha and just now holding space for softness, for flow, for devotion, for love, for relationships, for marriage, for just become being love and experiencing love in its, like, as if in its most, like, truest nature, truest form, because love is the law of existence altogether, vibrational existence. So becoming and being in love with the existence altogether. And that's the invitation with Radha. And when it's so hard to even love ourselves and men and all of that, that becomes a goal. But it's so hard because the power, the rootedness in power, the sensuality hasn't yet, have gotten enough space. So when you are rooted in your power, it so much becomes easy to be softer in your heart and open your body and open your life for love because you have the capacity for it. And then moving on to Saraswati, working on your truth, your expression in the world, your talents, your gifts, your capacities to just pulling it out and giving it of expression and working with the knowing of you to being expressed through you. The Lakshmi, because I have like I can just talk about it for another hour, but I won't, is how much the work of divine feminine can help you tap into truest abundance. Like money can just flow in so many different ways that you wouldn't have to perceive because now you are not going it. Now you're actually opened up your body, your all the chakra, everything that you have for receiving. And I always say that feminine is like, the body itself is very much about receiving the yoni, which where the goddess herself sits. The yoni itself is like the manifestation of receiving, like, physical manifestation of receiving in feminine body was like, hey, like I'm ready to receive. And what if your entire body can become a yoni and you receive the abundance of universe? So the moment you actually bring your body to it, it becomes so much easy to for you to receive abundance and your unique, all of you in abundance. Tara, because a lot of us are coming in, have inclination towards healing, and so also bringing and channelizing your healing in the world, connecting to your intuition in the world. And Durga, because you fucking all are queens and you deserve to be honored and adored like a queen. So sovereignty, this program has three specific words to it, which is sensual, sacred, and sovereign. So Durga brings the sovereignty to it. Like, how do you live life from sovereignty? How do you walk on the planet from that space, from that energetics? That's the invitation because nothing less. You deserve nothing less. I have written in detail about also all of these archetypes. I have written how will be, shame to reclaim, fear to freedom, all of that you can read later. But if you feel that you would want to live your authentic aligned life, have manifest your authentic aligned relationships, money, reality, anything that you want to, and you would like to have a tribe in this awakening, um, have have a beautiful, better connection with your body. Open your heart for more love and more abundance, and really going beyond the generational patterns, the ancestral healing, um, the survival patterns, the family patterns, that limiting patterns that you might have created for yourself, and truly live life from your sovereignty. I think I have the problem with this word. I just pronounce this word in so many ways. Sovereignty, sovereignty, whatever. I hope you gets it. I just love pronouncing it in so many ways. Okay. So, what we'll be doing is we'll be working with certain themes during the session. We'll be working with the 6 goddess archetypes. We'll be working with womb healing, yoni healing, heart opening, throat, all of that. And we'll be working with the 6 goddess archetype, pleasure, because I believe when you make pleasure your default vibration, you fucking receive everything aligned to it. Emotions, like emotional fluidity, because there are emotions that you're avoiding that is, again, creating patterns and repetitive loops in your life. So, how do you bring, just creating this emotional fluidity that I can move consciously from here to here and I don't resist it and ignore it and suppress it? We'll be talking about sex and sexuality and sensuality, bodies. I love talking about bodies. Power, because we'll be working with Kali anyway. Sacred sexuality. How do you truly work with desires and boundaries? Because until you don't learn how to make space for desires and you don't know your yeses and know your nos, it so becomes hard for you to also manifest those desires because you haven't yet have grounded in the power of saying yes or no to it also. So once you have that, when you know your truth, you're grounded in it, you have the power for it, you have built your, you know that I can say yes and no whenever I need to. Now I can ask fucking whatever I want because I can always tell you when I don't. So there's more space for it. Orgasms, money, play, manifestation, sex magic. We're going to be talking about that. So we'll be doing shadow work. We'll be very much working with how do you live life as feminine. So how do you run a business like feminine, receive money as feminine, in relationships as feminine, with your body as feminine, moving as feminine. Um, so like how feminine is also connected with moon and how do you live your life which is more aligned with it. Trauma healing, wounds exploration, goddess archetype exploration, sacred sexuality and boundaries, womb journey, somatic. It's gonna be a somatic program. We'll be using energy work, body work, breath, awareness, sensation, all of it combined. So as much as I love expanding energetically, I also love to make it an embodied experience for me in this reality. A lot of us are very much expanded energetically, but हमारे in this reality हमारे कोर्ट केसेस चल रहे हैं, हमारा मनी का सिस्टम खराब है, हमारा रिलेशनशिप खराब है because this embodiment is missing. So how do you also bring this embodiment in the picture is my intention with it. I have written a letter for all of you. I've put it in the group. You can always go back and read it. I'll put if don't have the document, ping me. I'll send it to you. But yes, um, I imagine Shaktiverse as a space of sisterhood, sisters coming together and bowing down to the goddess within each of us and creating a safe space, a very trauma-informed space also to explore the deepest truth of ours, to explore our sensuality, to explore our feminine, to explore and move with that flow. And maybe someday I want to be Kali and someday I want to be Mohini, and to be allowed and create space to express all of it and nothing less. Because all of you is divine, all of you is goddess, all of you is some form of goddess wanting to be expressed through you. And if you fucking create space for it, you live a life that's authentically yours. So this is it. If you feel called for it, you can DM me, we can get on a call. I can give you any other information you have. If you have any other questions, you can unmute yourself and ask. And we'll be starting in end of July. So, 25th of July, actually. I'll be closing the registration. So you have a lot of time and just choose and let's play. Yes, Ankita. You want to say? Okay. Awesome. Thank you. आप कुछ कह रहे हो? मुझे पता नहीं चल रहा। कह रहे हो तो अनम्यूट कर लो, otherwise it's good. Awesome. So I'll stop the recording here. I think we don't have any questions.